Welcome, it's Kristi Serafin, and I'm here to share with you about pain and how to find out more about your pain and how to track the pain. Find out if it's yours or somebody else's. So we're looking at pain that kind of comes on quick, right? Out of the blue. Very like acute, okay? So I have a couple of examples. So the first one is uh, when the pain comes up, we're going to ask it questions, and we'll run through this fairly quickly. So I'm on the phone driving down the road. I'm actually on like an earpiece. I'm not like holding my phone, and I'm talking to a friend, and all of a sudden I feel pain coming through my right hip, and it goes to my hip, and it kind of loops down by my knee and then my foot and kind of comes back up. So it's like my whole right leg, but it's coming from the hip area. Hips are all about like foundation and structure and security and even like moving forward, right, in life. So it's here and it's trying to get my attention. Like it's pretty much like, woohoo, I'm over here. And I'm like on the phone and I'm like, okay, I can't talk right now. Like my leg really hurts or my hip hurts, my knee hurts, my foot hurts. And what is going on? And her being the healer that she is as well is like, okay, let's find out what's happening. Let's track this. So the first question we ask is it mine? Right? Because it could be somebody else's and it's not even mine. So the first question is it mine? And to get an answer, you can test with your own body. And if it's light, then that's true, then that is mine. If it's heavy, then it's not true and it's not mine. So first question, is it mine? And I feel into it and yeah, it's light. It is mine. Okay, awesome. So now I know it's my stuff that's coming up. Then we go, let's look at what was happening, what we were talking about when this started going on, because it's only happened since I've really been on the phone with her. And she was telling me how she's really supported, she's being supported really well by these different female healers in her life. So all different fields. One's like an acupuncturist, one's like a Quindeta, like a healer from the southwest. There's I think she's going like a naturopath doctor who's a female and just is amazing. She really loves her. And then I think she's going to a counselor who's just so smart and can really help her take care of some issues. And so she's going to all these different really powerful women. She's like, wow, like look at this support team that I have working for me. And that was probably right around my pain when it kicked in. It was like, oh, and I wasn't consciously thinking this, but my body and my unconscious picked up on it. I don't have that kind of support. I do go to Kundalini yoga 3, 4 days a week, and that is very healing for me and clearing. And I feel like it's my connection to the divine. Plus, I get my physical activity. I'm moving my spine a lot, but it's not some place where I go and I lay down on somebody's table. I'm like, oh my gosh, here's my stuff. And somebody's like, we got it, right? That's what I do for a lot of people, but I don't necessarily have that person in my life that I go to. And so it made so much sense to me, right? I don't feel like I have my support team and my body is going, Kristi, like, who's your support? Who can you go to? Who can you talk to and say this and that and that and that and that? And they can bring it all together for you and help you move to your next, step or phase or whatever it is. And it was just really, really cool and enlightening. But now the question may be, is who do I need to go to or what do I need, right? Because there's a billion other people out there, healers, doctors, therapists, whatever. Like who do I need? And so then you can still go through the same process. So you can start asking like, okay, who do I need? Do I need to go see a counselor? And then you could feel in your body and see if that is light. Yes, you need to go see a counselor, therapist. Is that heavy? Nope. Okay, so it was a no. And, I went through like a massage therapist. No. I like another healer, like the work I do, I got a no. Finally, I asked like an acupuncturist, and all of a sudden it was a light. And I was like, okay, I need to go see an acupuncturist. Great. Then I can break it down to how often do I need to go see the acupuncturist? Once a week, 2 weeks, once every 3 weeks, once every 4 weeks. And it was like, yeah, you just need a monthly tune up. Okay, fantastic. Now I may know of a few acupuncturists, or maybe I'm looking them up, like which one's for me. And then I can start asking those same questions. Is this the right person or the right place for me to go to? It's light. Yes, it is. Is it heavy? Oh, nope, not that person or not that place. So you can go through and ask these questions to find out who you need to see, who you need to talk to, what is right for you. And then you have your own testing system by feeling light, it's true for you, or heavy, it's not true for you. I have I had another video showing other ways to get yes and no's, and I use one of those other ways because I've been doing it for so long and it's just a little quicker. But if you don't, go with the light and go with the heavy and see which one's right for you. Okay, so that was my own stuff, right? My own, subconscious was kicking in and creating physical pain in my body. We have to stop and listen to it. So then the next one was, again, talking to that same person on the phone. A lot of growth going on between us here. And I was doing I was like changing around my laundry room and doing some physical stuff. And I noticed like right in the lower center of my back, right at like hip level, just above the sacrum, like just kind of a nudge that got bigger and bigger and bigger. And finally, it's like this whole big area. And I'm just like, wow, I can't ignore this anymore. Like it's been creeping and I've been kind of like, whatever, just kind of pushing it back. But now, like, I can't ignore it anymore. And it was like the whole pivot area, like the up and the down, like right where that's happening. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. And she's like, okay, let's find out what's happening. The first question, is it mine? And it was heavy. So no, but it's not mine. Okay, the next question is it somebody else's? Yes, it became really light. If it was a no, the next question could be, is it something else? Or does it come from somewhere else? And you can ask questions like that to kind of help narrow it down to where or who it could be from. And so mine was a yes. As soon as I got that yes, I knew exactly who it came from. I've seen this person in a lot of pain in this area quite often. And it was just like, of course, this is what they feel like. Like I've seen them move. I could feel it in my own body. Like, oh my gosh, this is intense. Like, this is crazy pain. Like, holy moly. And then we kind of started looking at, like, what am I doing? Like, what's happening? Well, our kitchen just came out, and I'm, trying to reorchestrate my laundry room to make as a makeshift kitchen for the next couple weeks. And, walls and, are coming out a little bit. A few walls have come out. And so there's this whole big shakeup at our foundation, right, at our core level. And and what we put in our walls, right, energetically, what we may be shoving in our walls, and all of a sudden we're opening it up and it's in the air. And I pick things up really quick, and it was just like, oh, I'm there. So then, what we may do is, okay, so I have somebody else's stuff. What do I do? And that is really good to use, like, okay, return to sender with consciousness. So I'm returning their stuff back to them. I don't necessarily like shoot it right into them. I don't feel like that's absolutely necessary. I kind of, as I return it to sender, but I kind of see it going through like a grounding cord in the ground, like right in front of them. So it's theirs, it's going back, but we don't have to shoot it into them, and it can kind of go down into the earth so it can be transmuted and cleared and cleaned and then come back to them, maybe with a little bit of consciousness attached to it. So like, oh, maybe I don't need to do that. So that is what I did. Like this needs to be returned. This isn't mine. I don't want to take this on, and it may go instantly away, or it could take a little bit of time. My date is Monday, November 4th, 4:44 p.m. Beautiful. Anyways, there's a lot of fours there. Okay, so this is something to be aware of because we're often picking up stuff from other people, other things from ourselves, and we're not aware of it. And then we continue to carry it around with us, right? So as soon as I picked up on my own hip pain and the situation and support, oh, Kristi, it's time to get some support in your life. So you can go and you have your person to talk to, right? And then I know it. Now let me go take action on it. And then I could let it go. Like I don't have to sit there and, continue to have this hip pain. Otherwise, that can continue on because I'm not listening. I'm not getting support. I'm not helping myself help myself, right? And so then it gets worse and worse. You're like, oh, I got some hip pain. I have hip pain. But where does it come from? Why did it start? What was the root to it? And then the things that we take on from other people, let's get to the bottom of this and move it on. Because I've had some other things that came from other people, and they can continue to go longer and longer. And you're like, I've had it to my ankle. Like, I could barely walk. And, it's somebody else's stuff that's kind of come in. And we think we've sprained an ankle, and it's not. It's somebody else's stuff. So we want to clear that stuff. And this is really good to start paying attention. All of a sudden you get a neck ache. All of a sudden you get a headache. All of a sudden you get, pain in your chest. Who was I talking to? What were we just talking about? What was I just thinking about? What was going through my head? And we start noticing what our body is trying to tell us. Blah, our body is trying to tell us something. Let's listen to it, right? Anyways, just wanted to share this with you. Listening to your body talk to you, trying to communicate with you. We need to stop. We need to listen. We need to ask it questions. Is it mine? Is it somebody else's? Is it something else? And then get further and further down. We need to return it to somebody else if it's not ours, or we find out what we need so that we're not in that pain. It starts with us and our awareness so that we can change and start healing our bodies and our minds and our planet. All right. Again, Kristi Lee Serafin. You can find me at KristiLeeSerafin.com. I am happy to be here with you. Thanks for stopping in, and I wish you the best of luck, best of love, best of life.